We're on Chullin Perek Chet, Mishnah Bet, second Mishnah in the 8th chapter, Masechet Chullin. So we're talking about basar and challah, basar and gvina, milk and cheese being mixed together. In the last Mishnah, we learned that you're not allowed to bring them to asur lahaloto in gvina al shulchan. You can't put cheese together with meat on the same table. You can't eat at the same table. You have to eat it at separate tables. Because if you serve milk and meat at the same table, of course you're gonna accidentally eat them together. But says the Mishnah, Tzorer Adam Basar Ugvina B'mitpachat Achad. A person litzror, you can wrap them together in the same mitpachat. Mitpachat is like a kerchief. So nowadays everything is disposable. When they would have meat, the guy would wrap it up in a bundle or in a piece of cloth and send it, and then you would bring it back. So you can wrap meat and cheese in the same kerchief. As long as they're separately wrapped. I mean, you wrap the cheese in the paper, you wrap the meat in the paper, and you can carry them in the same bag as long as they don't touch one another. Okay, even though they're what's called cold, tzonein, they're cold. The inage, because if they touch, even though it's cold, and they don't transfer taste. Nonetheless, right? If you have a piece of meat and a block of cheese, and they touch each other, so they don't transfer taste when they're cold. Nonetheless. Ba'i hadacha, they must be washed because there's shamnunit, there's fattiness, there's liquid, there's a little ooze or whatever on the cheese and on the meat, so you have to wash it up. So if your cold chicken touches your cold meat, you could just rinse them off and then you could eat them. Okay, but you shouldn't put them together in the same mitpachat. Rabban Gamliel says, remember that law we said about eating at the same table? Shnei achsanaim, two achsanaim, those are like guests at a hotel. They can eat on one table. This guy can eat meat and this guy can eat chicken. We're not worried. Meaning, if I'm going to a food court and I bought a burger at Burger's Bar and he bought lox and cheese at the bagel place, we're allowed to sit at the table. I can eat my meat and his cheese. We're not worried. Why? Only if they don't recognize each other. But if they do recognize each other, asur, it's prohibited. Maybe one will take from his friend and eat. Now, halacha is like Rabbi Shimon Gamliel. Now, interesting question. What if at the food court I have my tray and you have your tray? Is that like a separate table or not? So to answer that question, that's a halacha question. You don't pass them to the Mishnah. You ask your local Orthodox rabbi. We'll stop here. Dedicate other things. Remember, my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Every Mishnah is on Mishnah.co. Join the Mishnah Yomit revolution. Have a great day.